Okay, our objective for this video is I can represent proportions with tables. So we're going to be given a proportion and we are going to write it in a table basically. Just a quick note, we're using y equals technically kx. K and m can almost be used interchangeably. K, however, is only for proportional relationships, and we can talk about that a little bit later on. But m, I like m because it represents slope, and when we start putting in our y-intercept, then we're going to use slope a lot more often. I don't know entirely the reason for this, that they use two different letters for almost the same thing. There is a slight difference. K can always be written as y over x. M can sometimes be written as y over x, but not always. So you can't always say that that's true. And that's the difference between the two. But otherwise, we can really use m anywhere we use k. And for all of these, m would be y over x. But that's a side note. So we're going to just start with an example. We're going to say, Megan, we have a friend, Megan. Maybe it's my cousin. I don't think she spelled her name that way, though. Megan earns $12 an hour. Okay, so Megan, Meghan, she earns $12 an hour. So she's excited. At her part-time job. Show that the relationship between the amount she earns and the number of hours she works is a proportional relationship. And then write an equation for the relationship. So we're just going to start, we're just going to write this as a table. Okay, so here's Megan's table of money. And this is, we're going to do, this is going to be our x. This is how many hours Megan works. And this is our y, how much money she has made. Okay, so she makes $12 an hour. So 1 hour, we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8, because that's what the book does. Okay, so how much does she make in 1 hour? Well, she makes $12. That's not quite so clear. She makes $12 an hour. So in 1 hour, she makes $12. How about 2 hours? Well, that's just 2 times what she did in 1 hour, right? So that would be 24. 3 hours, 36. 4 hours, 48. So all we're doing is multiplying this number by 12, and it gives us the total output, right? And 8 hours, 8 times 12, 80 plus 16 is $96. Okay, so if she works 8 hours, then she gets $96. The next part is we want to be able to write this as an equation, right? So we want to write this in y equals kx or m x form. We know that our k is equal to y over x, right? And because it's equal to y over x, we can take any of these y's, divide it by the x, and that will give us our k. And you'll see that this is true. So we're going to do this with a couple of them. 12 divided by 1, okay? So equals 12 divided by 1. Well, that equals 12. Okay, easy enough. Let's do 96 divided by 8. That's our last point, 96 over 8. Well, 96 over 8 is also 12. Okay, so it's going to be the same for any of these sets. And so if we were to write our equation, we're going to say, well, the amount of money that Megan makes, right, her riches, come from this equation, 12 times the number of hours that she works. And that's all there is to the equation, y equals 12x. And then we can plug in any number of hours, and that will give us how much she makes. That's just an intro on how to make the table. And then we're going to add on to this. I can represent proportions with tables and equations, because we made an equation there as well. Okay. And I want you to be able to go both ways. I want you to be able to write an equation from a table, and I also am going to want you to write a table from an equation. But we'll stop there for this one.